Hi, I'm so excited to be here with you. I almost feel like I gotta wrap you up in shade because it's fucking hot out here. So I'm actually gonna hold my little towel thing. Hi. So we're out here actually in the desert, and there's this gorgeous art piece which I'll bring you closer soon. It's called what's it called? It's called Transmission by Daniel Cooper. And I love this piece. It talks about the concept that we're all one, which I feel like can be, oh, that's so cliche. Or it can be like, yes, that is rooted truth. But then again, I've been talking about this concept a lot lately about truth being subjective. And I'm not talking about oh, it's hot outside, it's raining outside, that person is wearing a red shirt. No, that's not the truth I'm talking about, okay? The type of truth that I'm talking about is more an emotional, esoteric, mystical, philosophical truth. And it's kind of like the grappling thoughts of the human brain that we're always just going back and forth with of who am I? What am I? What is my purpose, okay? So those truths, there's that philosopher Kierkegaard, and he talks a lot about this concept that there can be two truths at the same time, right? Just like you can be happy and sad, right? Polar opposites, but those two emotions can exist at the same time. You can be excited to move somewhere, but still, love your home, right? So that both and energy, which I feel like I'm so happy that we're having more awareness to this truth, even though this philosopher has been talking about this since the 1800s, but I feel like we're in this exciting era in humanity. Yes, there's a lot of chaos, but for today, let's not focus on the chaos because it exists, but let's talk about love, light, the frequency of consciousness, because I truly believe the more we focus on love, it naturally balances out the fear, the hate, the inequality. There's so much there, right? But love really wins. Love wins, period, point blank. I believe it. And the thing is, being here on planet Earth, to create tangible results, it takes time. But the more we hone in to the thought of it, the embodiment, the practice of what is holding love, the more it starts to ripple effect in our immediate reality. And I do feel like more of us are awakening to the fact that love is real. Love is your birthright, and love goes hand in hand with trust. Love goes hand in hand with abundance. Love goes hand in hand with happiness. There's so many skeptics out there, and I'm like, how can we be skeptic in love, Anyways, that's a little tangent in itself, but that came up. So we're out here in the desert, and yeah, I'm happy you're here. So if you're new here, I'm Mystic Maya. I am a quantum Reiki master, hypnotherapist, and just your cosmic BFF. I truly believe that healing, yeah, let's be real, it's a fucking heavy concept, because to heal means you have to look at your fears, and that's uncomfortable. But I'm here to be a facilitator of let's make healing fun. Let's make it playful. Let's make it, this beautiful contrast of going into the depths of your consciousness. And when I say contrast, it's because life is duality. You can't dive deep into your light attributes without diving deep into your shadow attributes. To be a good is not even the right word, because that's what we want to get out of our programming. Is it good? Is it bad? Fuck that shit. It exists, right? It's polarity. It is duality. But when we get too zoomed in into the nitty gritties of this is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, we forget the essence and the magic and the presence of the liminal space, which is literally the desert. This desert is literally the embodiment of what I'm talking about. Because what is a desert? A desert is this freaking hot ass place, especially in the summer, right? Just in general, it's dry. There's a lot of open lands in between, the mountain tops, and there's not much resources as far as water goes on the outside, but underneath the sand, underneath all these cactuses, there's a full water ecosystem happening, nourishing the lands. Like, it's happening underground. And that's why I love the desert, because it's this beautiful symbolism of trust yourself as you are becoming, right? You are now in this transition period. And I think in general, my channeled messages are really speaking to the ones that are on their spiritual journey or spiritual awakening journey, right? And it's either you're just beginning or you're having yet another one. And trust me, I know. It's kind of like, it's kind of a thing. It's a journey. It's not really a destination. It's not. That's kind of where we got to stay true to ourselves, that it's never really a final destination. It really is like jumping on one lily pad to the next lily pad. But anyways, the desert, right? It's this very nourishing spot, if you think about it, but you just don't see it on the outside. It's happening in the roots. That's why I love this place, because even the quiet, like if I just be quiet for a second. You feel that? That is everything and nothing happening both at the same time. That is nothing and everything happening both at the same time. Like this silence, it's this beautiful liminal space of anything is possible. If you ever feel lost, you go to the desert. That's what I tell you. You either go to the desert or you go to the ocean. But I think the desert is more symbolic for that, because there's something about being faced with the space, being faced with space that makes you really need to hone in and remember your truth. And that's the thing, right? Coming back to even why I started the message with, there can be two truths, right? Is because as long as you know your truth, you're good. Your truth can't be taken away from you. It will be tested. It will be fucking tested. But your truth is yours. No one can take it away from you. So why do we go through a million spiritual awakenings? Is because our soul is building our version of truth, our version of happiness, our version of abundance, our version of success, our version of what a happy, sustainable career means to us. Our version of family and values and whatever the heck, right? My phone is kind of heating up, so you're heating up, darling. You're heating up, so let me just hold you there. So yeah, we come to the desert to remember our truth. And the desert is known for being an infinite space of illusion too, because it's so hot. There's all these it's funny because in the winter it's super cold, in the summer it's super hot, so it's like this space of extremes. And what keeps you in harmony is you are the harmonious point of your truth. So as you develop your version of truth, which happens through a process of building trust within yourself, and that takes practice. We have to go through these phases of out of alignment experiences with friends, jobs, family, all the things, right? So we can understand, that didn't feel good in my body. That didn't feel good in my mind. That didn't feel good in my soul. I don't want to do that again. And then you start exiting, putting X's on those things and saying, nope, that's not for me. And then you start building, data on what is for you, what is in alignment for you. And that's how you start carving your version of truth. That's why I get kind of like, I won't say pissed, but when people are like, oh, like mystics, they're always up in the clouds. I'm like, yo, you know how much time I spend collecting data? Like, my 10 toes are on the fucking ground. I'm collecting data on what works for me and what doesn't work for me. Like, I'm taking, frequency and testing it every day. That makes me a mystical data analyzer. I'm rooted as fuck. Yes, I'm fucking rooted to the sky as well, but it's a both and that's the beauty of being a mystic, is you're connected to the heavens and earth because you are the bridge keeper of truth, of both worlds. I just like doing this. Maybe you want to join me. Anyways, I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Mystic Maya, by the way. Hi. So I feel like we're unpacking a lot here, a lot to share. But yeah, so like, I don't know, is that it for today's message? I have the universe has your back, which I feel like okay, let's talk about real quick, like the challenges of building your truth, right? Because fear is going to come up. Fear is inevitable. I think the opposite of love is fear. The opposite of trust is fear. And the thing about fear is it's just an illusion, and that's why I feel like the desert is so symbolic and just so potent today, like the desert energy. If you don't live in a desert or by a desert, okay, scratch that. If you can go to a desert, if you can make it possible, that is your soul homework. Go to the desert and just be there for 24 hours to 72 hours if you can, and just see what comes up for you, and really just build a sacred space for you to dive deep into curiosity of your version of truth and really allow yourself to detox the fear. Because that's the thing, is when you're in such a empty space, everything comes up. Everything comes up to the surface. So you have to be willing to look at your own reflection. And that means like all of the limiting narratives, they're going to come up because there's space for it. But that's the thing, is like we spend so much energy bypassing our truth. And it's not a good nor a bad thing, because again, being here in this physical reality in the 21st century, like there's 9 to 5s, there's all these human expectations. Sometimes you just don't have, the time for it, because you do need integration time. So sometimes to just bring up an emotion, right before work, it doesn't flow. So it's like, I get it. That's why the healing journey is so, it's like non-linear, because you're given like these little healing keys, and sometimes they're really uncomfortable. Sometimes it happens when you're at work. Sometimes it happens when you're with people. Sometimes it happens on a flight. Like, you never know when the emotion's gonna come. But when it does come, or when you can allow yourself that sacred space to dive deep and feel, you gotta let it come through, and don't bypass it. Be brave enough to sit with it, sit with the fear, sit with the narratives. Like, allow yourself to really question, what am I really afraid of? Is it what is my fear really telling me? Because I feel like there's so many layers to it. And at the end of the day, it's just our inner child speaking to us. There's something that our inner child was depleted on, that didn't get enough of, and just needs their adult self, because this is the healing journey. Learning how to re-parent yourself, right, is to give that inner child it. And that's why I love hypnotherapy and quantum Reiki, because when I work with my clients, we hold space for timeline work. We go through the subconscious block from childhood that is like stuck, and we unstuck it. That's not a word, but we we pull it out, we hold it, we look at it, we love on it, and then we set it free by inputting a new liberating belief. And that's the thing, healing is non-linear, but it's also devotion. It's coming back to healing every single day. And it's not just healing, it's a promise to your higher self that I want to be in my higher self, even if that means imperfectly. Because that's also something we get brainwashed that like everything has to be perfect, perfect, perfect. No, perfection is also an illusion. Like literally, it's an illusion. Okay. So fear is inevitable. It's a part of the journey, and we need to have the audacity to sit with it versus bypass it. Okay, so we're gonna end on a message of what does your fear have to tell you, or like what is how to transmute your fear, because these are like positive affirmations. So how can the collective transmute their fear? How can the collective oh, that was so quick. Oh my gosh. I choose love no matter what. I choose love no matter what. Repeat after me. I choose love no matter what. I choose love no matter what. I love this, literally. And this, beautiful art transmission is literally that. It's talking about how we're all one. We're all walking in divinity. And I love the hands, right? The healing hands. We all have healing hands. We all have healing hands. All right, that's the message for today. Take what you need, leave behind what you don't. I appreciate you so much. I really, truly, truly hope that, our time together was valuable, that you were able to just feel safe and grounded and just get your mind curious and, your consciousness activated to choose love over fear, because, that is the human experience. We get 24 hours on a span of a lifetime, and it's like every 24 hours we're given the gift of choosing love over fear. So my love, whenever this video is finding you, you can realign your energy now to choose love. You are love. Love wins no matter what. I love you so much. I believe in you so much. I'm so grateful you're here. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like the video. This is a reciprocity, vibration, flow, self-love, education. What? The Rasta in me is coming out. But I would appreciate your love, right? And your support. And if you want to work one-on-one, you can see the description info down below. I also have a free Telegram group called the Higher Self Spiral, because healing is not a straight line. It is a spiral of becoming. I literally have a spiral tattoo. And then I also have a letter from your higher self, which is a channeled message from your higher self. And they are created. It's such a beautiful process. I feel so fortunate that I get to channel these messages for people, right? Just like a soul mirror. It's like sitting in the desert and being like, yo, here's a gorgeous reflection of the truth that lives in your DNA that you just forgot. So I'm here to help you remember. And because I have 10 years of experience being in the branding world, I'm a multi-dimensional artist, I created these really cool art graphics and I made them into greeting cards. So each channeled message from each person's higher self. Well, let me reprogram that, because I've done a few today and it was just like fun because each one gets like a different art piece. And that's what makes it so mysterious. Not just the channeled message, but the greeting card that you get, like the art card. I call them art cards because like people end up like framing them. They don't use them as greeting cards. Some of them pass them on and like give them to friends or family members, but most of them will send, like most people send me photos like, wow, I framed your piece and now it's hanging in my kitchen or in my bedroom or whatever. So anyways, the art card that you get is really like in tune with your message. So you can check down in the link too. There's like 20 different styles. You can just get a sneak peek. I would be so fortunate to hold you in that message, and it's an affordable way for us to get to know each other, and also it's a global offering. Okay. All right, loves. Mystic Maya over and out. The light in me sees and feels the light in you. Keep being courageous.